Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a lesson number 3, subject and predicate. In the previous class, we have already learned about the formation of a sentence. We learned that a sentence is formed by subject, verb, and object. Now it is very easy for us to understand subject and predicate, as we have already learned the formation of the sentence. We learned that subject means any person, place, or a thing we talk about. So then what is predicate? Predicate is the rest of the sentence. So verb plus subject is actually a predicate. Okay, let us read and understand it very nicely. See in your books, page number 9. A simple sentence that we speak or write consists of two parts, a subject and a predicate. So a sentence has two parts. It can be divided into two parts, subject and predicate. The person or thing we speak about is the subject. A subject may be one word or more than one word. So this already I have told you what is subject. We learned that subject is any person, place, or a thing we talk about. Means about whom we are talking, that is subject. Now subject can be singular or plural. Means if I say a child drinks milk, then what is the subject here? About whom I am talking? I am talking about a child. So a child is subject. Now if I say children play outside, children play outside, I am talking about children. So children is subject here. So subject can be singular or plural. Okay, what we speak about, that person or thing, is the predicate. A predicate may be one word or more than one word. The predicate is whatever we tell about the subject is predicate. So the predicate can be a single word or more than one word. See the examples. The rich are not always happy. So here we are talking about the rich. Here the rich means the rich people. We are talking about the rich people. So here the subject is the rich. Now what we are saying about them? Are not always happy. So rest of the sentence, the rest of the sentence after the subject is predicate. So you can see here in the predicate there is helping verb and then object. So predicate means verb plus object. As we have learnt in formation of sentence, a sentence is always made by subject, verb and object. So subject comes here and verb and object are part of predicate. Okay, see the number 2 example. Honesty is the best policy. Here we are talking about honesty. So honesty is a subject and rest of the sentence is predicate. Whatever we tell about honesty, that is the predicate, is the best policy. It's very easy. See the third one. A bad worker quarrels with his tools. So we are talking about a bad worker. See the red words, these red words are subjects. So this is subject, we are talking about a bad worker. What we are telling about him, that is all predicate, quarrels with his tools. What does this mean? It means an untrained worker does not know how to use his tools. Number 4, birds fly in the air. Here we are talking about birds. So birds is subject. And what we are telling about the birds, that is all predicate, fly in the air. Number 5, the cat chased the rats. The subject is the cat and rest of the sentence is predicate. In the above examples, the group of words in color are the subjects of the sentences. The underlined groups of words are the predicates of the sentences. So this already we have seen. These all red words are subject and rest of the sentence which is underlined, these are predicate. Okay. Now let us see the order of subject and predicate. First point is the subject usually comes first in the sentence. Sometimes, however, this order is not followed. Now see, mainly we have seen when we form any sentence, usually we write down subject in the beginning. As we have learned in the formation of sentence, the subject, verb and object. This is the formation of a sentence. Like this we form a sentence. But sometimes the subject can come in the last also. You can see here, down the stairs slipped the boy. Now here we are talking about whom? We are not talking about the stairs. Here we are talking about the boy. So the boy is the subject. So it is not necessary. It is not necessary. The subject will always be in the beginning. We have to find out in the sentence about whom we are talking. You have to think it. You have to think first about whom we are talking in the sentence. So that word is actually the subject. Now see the number 2 point. In interrogative sentences, the subject usually comes after a part of the predicate. Now see here, when we make any question, we all know when we make question, helping verb always come before the subject. It means subject will come after the helping verb. So here you can see, are trees shedding the leaves? So it is very clear we are talking about trees. I am asking question about trees. So trees is the subject. You only have to just think about what we are talking, about whom we are talking. Just check it and then it is very easy to identify. Number 3. In exclamatory sentences, the subject is placed after the predicate. See, whenever we show our feelings, that sentences are called exclamatory sentences. Now see in this example, how beautiful is the sunset. Now as you see here, in exclamatory sentences, the subject is usually in the last. It is in the last. You can see we are talking about the sunset. We are talking about the beauty of the sunset. So here the sunset is the subject. Number 4. In imperative sentences, the subject is generally omitted. Omitted means it's not there because it is already understood to whom we are talking, like thank you. When we say thank you, it means it is I. So it is already understood in imperative sentences to whom we are saying. So generally subject is not written in the imperative sentences. So we only say thank you. It means I am saying. So it is already understood, so it is not written. Similarly, like stand up, when we order stand up. If a teacher comes in the class and says stand up, it means you stand up. Teacher saying to you. So you is already understood that is said to you. You is the subject here. So once again let us revise what is subject and predicate. Subject is the person, place or a thing about whom we are talking, and rest of the sentence is the predicate. Predicate can contain verb and object. Now what is the order of the subject and predicate? So it is not necessary that subject will always come in the beginning. It can come at any place in the sentence. We have to just think first about whom or what we are talking about. So I hope you have understood the lesson very nicely. And now read this page again for better understanding. Till then, take care. Bye.